Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rodea the Sky Soldier playthrough. It's time for chapter 19, The Promise. And, there's going to be so much plot happening in the next two chapters, this chapter and the next one, because this is like the end of World 4. And it's pretty fun. On the whole. Now, that makes me sad because there's no hidden item under here. I thought there was going to be. I was just like, ooh, that is the perfect place to hide something, and nope. Not there. Now, what's really surprising is just how short this particular chapter is. Because, like, before you know it, you'll be at the end of the level. Like, looking at this now, it's sub 10 minutes. But I think because you only have this particular area, and surprisingly little else, it feels like it goes a hell of a lot quicker. I think that's the main thing that I have with why this level feels as short as it does. Is because you don't have that many areas to visit. Whereas, like, in most of the other kind of more fulfilling levels, you have like maybe 4 or 5 sections to it. This only feels like it maybe has, like, 3. It's a bit depressing, really, but not a whole lot you can do. Also, this is a pretty alright bonus room. Like, I mean, just because you're just going forward, well, you're going between the 3 things, and that's a pretty simple mechanic to kind of pull off. Whereas obviously some of the others don't require just basic gameplay competency, they actually require, you know, some skill. Skill that I just simply do not have. And I see you there, Silver Medal. You are mine. But if I recall correctly, I might be slightly off. Once we get to the end of this particular section, we are going to be in the kind of final area for this chapter. So yeah, there's very little to this. It's just kind of one of the keep moving forwards. You really don't have to do a whole lot at all. Also, that was a pretty impressive instance of the wind being really bloody weird. And yeah, I'm right. The final area of this chapter is just over there. We just have to do a rather fun climbing switch. It's not really a puzzle, but thing where we've got kind of the force fields going over the switches that we need to hit, and there's wind, and you're climbing up, and it's a pretty damn cool set piece from a gameplay perspective. So I am totally down with it.
There it goes.
Just gotta make sure that you don't get completely screwed over by the wind, because you are rather high up, and that tower is the only thing that you're going to be able to kind of cling on to. Okay, now we've got one other area, but as soon as we've dealt with this, then we can go set the explosives and end the chapter. But you can get through this really, really quickly. Like, this is one of those instances where you can just completely skip a little section of the game if you wanted to. Because you don't have to defeat all of these enemies. All you specifically need to do is get onto that zip line, and that is it. And obviously, if you just do that, you're pretty much sorted. Now, I think there's a surprising amount of stuff to do in this particular section, but I'm going to ignore most of it because I am a bit of an idiot, maybe. But also just green spots to do stuff. Let's just get it over and done with as soon as humanly possible. Also, I honestly don't know what just happened there. I might have gotten hit. I don't know. Also, those guys just... oh, they're infuriating. But I suppose, I mean, at least it meant that I came over in this direction and got one of the legacy medals. Gotta think about those silver linings, you know? But yeah, the main thing that you're going to be annoyed with in this particular section is that there are quite a few enemies that are going to be firing at you, and there's the wind, and you have got to land on these platforms to be able to plant the bombs, so it's a little bit panicky about where you're standing to get it to work, but oh well. Hopefully Ion has set them properly this time, you know? I mean, they do look a little bit more complete, shall we say, than the ones that were in the desert, because those things were like your typical, or your stereotypical cartoon bombs. These are actually, you know, seemingly more technologically advanced bombs. So they should work a lot better.
Everything's all set. I'll blow it up once I manage to get away from here.
That sounds good.
Hey, the timer's already started.
How?
Wonderful.
What a surprise.
Calvis.
On the second day, you stepped on it again.
On what?
She stepped on, you know.
Shut up! Just drop it already!
I didn't think you still functioned.
Yes, that's the real surprise. And there's more where that came from.
What?
I'm taking the key of time. Thanks, big brother.
So, yes, now we have to face down Calvis, and there's a timer. I mean, thankfully it's not too horrendously difficult. Like, I mean, it's only 3 hits, so she's not too hard. I mean, especially if you kind of manage to do stuff like that. It can get slightly frustrating because she does have the ability to completely blind you. And I believe that's... I can't remember which move it is, but I remember getting hit by it in my first playthrough of this chapter, and I was just like, I can't see, where is she? Ah! There it is. It's just like, I have no idea what is going on, but oh well. But she's defeated. It's a little bit of a kind of scramble for victory at the end there, but we managed, so it's all good.
Even if I explode, I'll be back like nothing happened.
Calvis, just wait.
Did she step in it again?
No. barely missed it.
That's good.
Kelvis. I remember now. After your initial boot up, your movement functions were still unstable. You stepped on a flower, and you were so sad about crushing it. You still have a heart, don't you?
Rodea, it's gonna blow! I guess she managed to get her kind heart back after all.
Kelvis's heart was also bound to the order she received. Let's go.
Yeah. So, I thought she stepped in some... Oh, never mind.
You sure?
Anyway, we've got just one last Chronos Tower to go.
Yeah, you're right. If I destroy this, the Naga Empire will finally be cut off from Garuda.
Your promise.
I know. I'll be back.
I have to say there was absolutely no need for the implication of stepping in poo, but apart from that, that was a rather nice moment, I suppose. Still, it's time for our boss fight. Chapter 20. Odeon, the Glacial Mech Beast. And this guy's pretty epic. And also, it's likely to provide you a little bit of a challenge, although more so in the way of figuring out exactly what you are meant to be doing, because the first kind of few hits are okay, but sort of there's a puzzlish element to getting rid of, well, hitting his weak spots. And I mean, they try and make it more epic and grandiose by having all the cutscenes after each hit, because obviously he only takes 3 hits to defeat, which is small. I mean, like, especially in comparison to, say, Zolandark, who was our previous boss, who had, like, a ridiculous number of hits. But, I mean, still, this is just a rather cool fight. I mean, he's certainly deadly, and he's probably the deadliest of these titans. So, he's got that going for him. There just is the unfortunate thing that he isn't quite as awesome and fun as Zolandark was. Also, thinking about the bosses, I realised that I was completely messing up how you pronounce Belhemus, or Belhamus, or whatever, because I was thinking it was Belhelmus, but no, it's just Belhamus, which is just... oh... hate it when things like that happen. But either way, this guy's down to his last hit, and it's a tricky little sod, because he kind of hits the ground, sends up these rocks. What you have got to do is to get him to do that, and then you use those rocks to kind of fly up to where the icicle is that's sitting above Odeon. The frustrating thing is that these boulders can fly up really quickly, and if you don't get high enough before they fall, then, well, you're screwed and you're probably going to get hit. Also, it's not an icicle, it's a kind of black tight, I think. But either way, that did him in. And good, I am right, it's a stalactite. Oh, I had a moment there, I was just like, oh god, which is it, stalactite or stalagmite? It's just like, okay.
It's over.
Yeah,
We're good.
did it. I promise.
But yes.
Rodea?
What's kind of fun is that the game kind of looks like it's going to come to its conclusion here, but nope.
Rodea!
Things are gonna get big and crazy and just, oh, it's all gonna hit the fan.
Princess Cecilia and I, we fled to Garuda with the key of time. No! I don't want to be alone! I didn't want to know this. Yes, that's right, Cecilia. I couldn't protect her.
Did your memory return?
Yeah.
Do you still remember me? You made a promise to Cecilia. A promise that you kept. That means you protected Garuda, Rodea.
No. Wait. I didn't do it. Alone.
You're not so alone, Rodea. I promise you.
You and I,
We will.
we saved it together. The key half is reacting. Your Unit R4, Valgus. So, you finally remember everything, Rodea.
Can't move!
That's the other half of the key. It was in Princess Cecilia's possession. It will allow us to stop time and fix Garuda's position so it's above Naga. Cecilia took this from us 1,000 years ago, depriving us of that opportunity. Before we could finish our invasion, Garuda had floated safely out of reach. Stop! I really, really wanna turn this key. Watch. The good part's about to start. This is the key of time's other power. What? As you can see, the key is drawing out your hidden power.
Oh, it's so anime.
This is the R-gate that connects us to Naga 1,000 years in the past. What? Listen carefully. Can you hear Cecilia screaming for help? Damn you! Naga's power has since declined, and we machines have toiled in silence. But the Naga Empire of 1,000 years ago is different. We'll summon machine soldiers from that era, and Garuda will be no more. I won't let you! I predicted that response from you. Why don't you try it, Rodea? You might be able to defeat the Emperor and save Cecilia. If you go back in time. In the end, everything is predictable. So go on, Traucus. Ion! Are you alright?
I am, but Rodea?
I need to go, Ion. I need to go back to Naga. 1,000 years in the past.
Rodea, wait!
As I said, everything just hits the fan and it's just so anime and just, oh my days. See you in the next part for World 5.